What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Wave podcast here at the Culture Wave Media Network, and we are back to discuss Volume 2 of Season 5 of Netflix's Stranger Things. I'm going to be one of your hosts. My name is Darian Scalamoni. We are joined this time by Sean Villa.
Hello.
And Vinny Albano.
Hello, hello.
Sean, we didn't have you for Volume 1, so quickly, if you could hit us with, what were your initial reactions to Volume 1 and coming into Volume 2?
Well, you know, I kind of just think that like this show is the same thing every season a little bit. So I feel the same way about the opening of Volume 5 that I do about like the other couple seasons, where it just sort of starts and everyone's like doing their own thing and they're running around being quirky, and then something happens in the Upside Down, and then they got to band together again and they got to solve this mystery.
So Scooby-Doo, basically.
Yeah, essentially Scooby-Doo. Dude, I don't know. I really like Volume 1. I don't really have strong feelings about.
Yeah.
I'll be completely transparent. I don't have like too strong of feelings about the show in general. I think it's fun to watch, and like I get something or other from it. I think
You liked it in the beginning, though. You did say
I
that.
think season 1 is great. I think season 1 of Stranger Things is very good. I also really like season 3, and then I think season 2 is pretty good. I think it really fucking fell off in season 4. And I thought I didn't really enjoy that season very much. And I'm unfortunately a little closer to my season 4 feelings about season 5, which I think is the general consensus about this show. But as for how I felt about Volume 1, season 5, annoying.
So annoying.
Also. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. It's fine. I didn't feel any kind of way about it. I think what's most interesting is that it positions Will to be a character that I find to be very interesting, when in previous seasons I did not give a fuck about Will. Now I think he's like maybe the most like interesting part of the show for me, because he's the only one that's getting a character arc. We'll get there. Let's calm down. But yeah, I think Volume 1 is pretty good.
I agree. Well, that last thing you just said, I 100% agree with. I think that it's so crazy to me that we're getting the most Stranger Things we've ever had in terms of runtime, and the characters are the weakest they've ever been. It makes absolutely no sense. And it's frustrating from someone who really enjoys the show, but still understanding the flaws of what it is, and knowing that it's not like, I always, I forget who I was talking to about this. I might have been, I don't know if it was on last pod we did, but Mindhunter, we're both big fans, is my favorite Netflix show of all time. Other than Mindhunter, Stranger Things is honestly probably my next favorite Netflix show. So I really like the show, but I also do recognize it's not to the level of like an HBO drama.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, okay. Stranger Things is popcorn TV. I think there's two kinds of TV. There's like, you get the Pluribus, the Severance, the Better Call Sauls of the world that are like, you sit down and you analyze it and it really has something to say, and there's a competent theme behind it. And then you have shows like like House MD that are like so fun to watch, but like it's nothing like super deep about it.
It's not groundbreaking.
Yeah, occasionally it breaks into something that you're like, oh wow, that like actually had something to say. And Stranger Things is very much more of that. This is popcorn TV where it's just really fun. I don't think outside of season 1 that there was ever a moment in the show that I was like, wow, like what an impactful fucking moment at this show. Like that was some high art.
Here's my point with this though, and the last point I just made.
We're already fighting.
We're not fighting. We're not fighting. I think, and maybe because I think you might agree with me when it comes to this, the thing that made moments of the show special were the characters. The story was good. It added to it. And I know it had a lot of elements that are near and dear to you. You're a huge D&D fan, and that plays into a lot of the opening things with it, and they're kind of pop culture nerdy kids, which we all at one point in our lives, or we still identify as one of those kinds of people. We have passions for artistic things. The characters this season completely went off a fucking cliff. Like, it's almost like they really didn't care about anybody other than Will, which I do agree with you. I do think what Will is doing is the most compelling. And they actually also have this crazy, weird, you can call it talent or whatever it might be, that they manage to make, like, whenever they do character intros, they almost always hit. Almost every single character they've introed into a season, like who's Derek this season is like the standout for
Derek
so many people.
Fucking rocks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so Stranger Things has always had that kind of thing. What is so frustrating for me about this second volume is that all the problems that we had, Vinny, with volume 1, it emphasizes to 10 with volume 2. And it just kind of completely derails any momentum going towards the finale.
Yeah.
Which is kind of terrifying because this is like a 10-year build-up.
I mean, obviously the show's taken too long to finish. I told you before the podcast that I think what's honestly a huge problem with this show is that when we had season 1, like you were saying, there was a lot of things to love about this show. It has the 80s nostalgia thing going for it. It had a very young cast of very talented child actors. And I think that every character had a place. The reason that Hopper was in season 1 was very clear. We needed that detective role. We needed the mother of the missing boy. We needed the brother of the missing boy. We needed the boy's friends who are going to go out and have these adventures, and the bully character who goes through a redemption arc. Every character in Stranger Things season 1 cannot be removed from the season, or the season would not work. And then when we get to season 2, that's not really the case anymore, which is usually okay. For a show to have like a fan favorite running around. I love Steve. I think Steve's a fucking great character. But let me ask you something. Like, Hopper in this season does not need to be alive.
No.
Respectfully, I know everybody likes Hopper, but it's built off of the rapport that the audience gets with Hopper from how great he is in those first 3 seasons when he's essential to the plot. When he dies at the end of season 3, he could have stayed dead. The reason that Hopper was brought back to life is so that Hopper could be alive because fans like Hopper. He's not doing anything. And if he's going to do something in the finale, it's too fucking late because we've had this character around for 2 seasons that does not need to be there. And I know that that's sort of like maybe a controversial take because everybody loves Hopper and like he's a good character and I enjoy seeing David Harbour act. But there are more than just Hopper that apply to that standard of character, that they do not need to be here. There's a lot of people that do not need to be in the show anymore because they're not doing anything. And not only are they not doing anything compelling, but they're taking away from characters that should have compelling moments because we got to get sidetracked on fucking, I don't even know the guy's name. The guy that keeps going like, Schnapp, I miss that fucking guy. Murray?
Oh, Murray,
is that his name?
yes.
Yeah. Like, I mean, why? Like, Murray doesn't need screen time. I want to know how Eleven's emotional journey is going to conclude. But we're stuck with Murray, and we're going with the science teacher, and we're doing scenes of, like just these like random fucking people that don't have anything going on anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have a real problem with the size of this cast, and I think that it's going to be a huge problem in the finale because I've been down this road before with Game of Thrones. Respectfully, there is not enough time in this last movie to wrap up 30 characters.
Yeah, no.
It's not going to happen. So some of them might die, and you could say, like, oh, that's the end of their arc or whatever, but that's not going to feel satisfying in some situations. So just because a character lives and survives through the end does not mean that they had an emotionally impactful journey and that their arc concluded in a way. And I can tell you now, audience, there is no way that every character resolves in a compelling and emotional way in this finale, which is upsetting because I can see those signs in this volume. So as much as I was not offended by volume 2 or hated it in a way that I think that you guys are leaning towards, I think it does stand as this ugly precursor to what I know is going to be a very flawed finale to a show that I like. And that's
why I think that I don't want to speak for Vinny. I'm going to pass to you in a second, but I really like the show. I really enjoyed the ride getting to this point.
Yeah.
And then getting to this point is so disappointing. And I think that Thrones, I felt similar, but I wasn't as connected to that show in terms of by the time I got to it. I wasn't watching Thrones from season 1 as soon as it came out, and then was watching week by week for 8 seasons. Yeah. This, I literally watched the show from the very beginning.
That's true.
So
I mean, we grew up with Stranger Things, especially our generation. Vinny, how do you feel about the character dynamics that are going on in this second volume? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a least favorite? Is there one character that you're like, that guy should be fucking dead?
Lots of characters.
I think there's a lot of valid answers, which is the problem. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I really dislike this season. Everything you said, Darian, I just feel that this was a really fun, important show that I grew up with, and now this is so unsatisfying of a finale. Before I go on a rant, though, to answer that question, I don't have a favorite character in the season at all. I think out of everyone that I like Robin the most out of this cast, which is crazy to say because they low-key lobotomized her character. Like now she's just like, oh, I make joke,
Yeah.
and she's
Penis! It's like, what's going on, dude? Yeah.
Right, but she's infinitely more entertaining than everyone else who just feels like performance-wise they're just hamming it in, they're just yeah, like sorry, I got a text. They're just they don't, it doesn't feel like they care anymore, any of these actors. And they're not, like, no, Schnapp is not like that great.
Well,
I was
going off of the Robin thing, at least, like,
Yeah.
I think Maya Hawke is probably the most talented actor in the entire cast. You could argue. You could argue. I mean, David Harbour might be an exception,
Well,
but even
Winona
Ryder. But Winona's character has now become a meme. We talked about
yes.
this.
Oh, Will. Oh, you gotta. Oh. Yeah,
literally.
But that's not her fault.
It's the right. It's the writing.
Okay.
It is. It's the writing.
I think another huge thing, and Vinny, I want to know if you agree with me. I think that the dialogue in this season is bad, not because it's inherently bad dialogue, but because it belongs in the mouths of 11-year-olds.
Yes.
And they waited too fucking long to finish this show. And now Millie Bobby Brown is 38 years old. So, like, it's the dialogue isn't working anymore. When, like, dude, like, all right, so volume 1. That scene with the bullies is egregious. Where they're like, where they're like, like you're like cockroaches in my fucking sick and twisted world, or like whatever that line is. It's insane. Like, I don't know how that made it to air. And like the show is trying to be serious now.
Yeah.
Like it has a very like, oh, it's dark and there's evil things happening. And then they give these lines that like were fun and silly to lighten the mood when they were children. But like now, it's like this dude, like Lucas. It's like Lucas's girlfriend's in a coma. Like he just watched like children get kidnapped in front of him. There's like a monster trying to eat him.
He's got a giant gaping hole
Yeah,
in his
he has,
chest,
like,
and he's like running
He's
around,
bleeding
carrying
out.
it.
Yeah, he's like fucking actively dying. And then he's like still making dick jokes. It's like, it's a little insane.
It is. It's crazy. Vinny, I want you to go on a rant. I do. I want you
Yeah,
to go
dude.
on a
I want to
rant.
hit the fucking iconic Vinny
Let's
rant.
go. Let's
Okay.
go there. Let's go there.
Let's lock in.
Lock in.
Okay, so first thing, I'll give it its praise. I do like these 3 episodes more than I do the previous batch of episodes. There's some exciting sequences. I think the hospital scene is exciting.
True.
But to add to that, all of these scenes are completely undercut and all the stakes are sucked out of them when my suspension of disbelief is stretched way too thin. What, like, okay, Stranger Things. And also, you know me, I love goofy shit in movies. Like, you could get away with, like, a dude fucking farting to the moon and I'll be like, whoo!
Yeah, it was established with the magic system in this world. Yeah.
Yeah, right? And I'll be like, oh, all right, cool. I like random shit like that. I like the ending of Maxine, which is super controversial because I love how fucking batshit insane it just becomes. But in this, right, Stranger Things, I have a very thin suspension of disbelief. But when it's just getting to the point of like, okay, this is so fucking unnecessary and like fan servicey. For example, that hospital scene is undercut by one. We're doing the whole Jurassic Park Velociraptor scene again. Again. Why are we doing it again? You guys did it already. And then it's underplayed by Lucas somehow fucking getting Superman strength to kick a dog while he's carrying Max
in the elevator.
Right. And the dog is coming at him at like 50 miles per hour, probably more, like a jaguar, like literally. And he just like, oh! Yeah, and I'm like, all right, dude, come on. And then Mrs. Wheeler coming out of nowhere with a bomb. I forget what exactly that was.
It's
in
an
the
oxygen tank.
Oh, yes. Less than 24 hours ago, she had her vocal cords fucking ripped to shreds. She had to communicate like right? and now she's perfectly fine. She can talk perfectly fine. It's been less than 24 hours.
She stumbled after the action scene though. She went,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
the classic
yeah.
like
But
TV show stumble.
Yeah, she could talk now, I guess.
And then they went, "You're hurt." And she
yeah.
revealed some kind of like previously unseen bloody wound.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
And
So insane.
And Vecna 2 is just really annoying because we talked about how this is the final season. We're going into the final battle this next episode. And yet we're still introducing these like high concepts and all of that.
Yeah.
Which I actually do think they cleared up. Not well. I don't think it's done well. But they do clear it up like where it's like, okay, exposition dump. I actually had to rewind a couple times because it's really fucking fast. It's like, but then we got a bridge and we got two worlds. I'm gonna do it right, and I'm like, okay, hold on, I gotta rewind this shit. But regardless, that's just me being stupid.
It fills in the gaps pretty well though of like the prior season because I agree with you. Like in season 4 and even a little bit in volume 1, I was like, wait, where are they? Like the Upside Down is like what? Like what the fuck's going on? The Mind Flayer is like not there, but he's in the other dimension and. Yeah, I think they kind of cleared it up fairly well with the whole like wormhole explanation. Yeah,
they did clear it up well, and I'm actually glad they did that. I will say though that they should have done that more efficiently than just like a huge exposition dump.
When you have 7 hours of television, like crammed, or more than that, really, it's like 9 hours of TV crammed into 7 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so it's frustrating,
and also
I'm annoyed,
and also to talk about the undercutting of stakes again. Similar to the Mrs. Wheeler scene, similar to the Lucas scene, Nancy and Jonathan's whole situation.
Will they, won't they break up, not break up?
And specifically that scene where the whole room is melting and it's like, we're going to die. We're going to tell everyone, we're going to tell each other all our lies, everything. Oh, I was going to marry you, da-da-da, I get the ring here. And then it just stops. Oh, and Nancy goes... Nancy, I forget the line of dialogue. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it."
Yeah.
Okay.
The goop stopped flowing. That's like, oh, good.
Yeah, like
they didn't explain that either. What the fuck was that goop?
Exact. Yeah, it was the exotic matter, like seeping and destroying the world and all that.
Exotic
bullshit.
Matter freezes at room temperature.
Yeah, and it was just annoying that. Like, we could have had a great character moment with Dustin and Steve or Nancy and Jonathan stopping this. But instead, it just stops. Oh, guys, we're safe now. We're safe now. Guys, we don't have to worry about this anymore. Why did it just stop? We could have had a great moment where these characters become heroes and yada, 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 right? And stop the fucking melting room from becoming white gook.
But you don't think they're capable as writers to have that kind of scene?
I think they're too afraid to kill their main characters.
Yeah,
which I guess is the capability of the writing. But I think that I like that scene that Steve and Dustin have, where Dustin breaks down and gives him a hug and says like, "Oh, the reason I was being so mean to you is actually because when Eddie died, I was worried that he, and he's like cries." I think that's a good scene.
I think they had the most compelling.
That's a good moment.
Thing of this volume.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they had to make Dustin like edgy. I don't really fully buy the like character arc that he went in, or that he went into between season 4 and 5. Like when season 4 ended and he was all upset about Eddie dying. I didn't think that was gonna make him like, I'm gonna wear a trench coat and I'm gonna fucking.
Well, I think he really is. He's just idolizing everything that Eddie represented in his brain and for his life.
Yeah, like all right, I'll give it a pass. I mean, like at least they're giving him something, which is more than half the cast. So I think, like Steve and Dustin are great. Like they have a great dichotomy with each other, and there's good chemistry there. They have a good moment. Nancy and Jonathan. I mean, Jonathan's another character that like. He never did anything that I was like, I don't like Jonathan. But they don't give him anything to do.
Yeah, they really don't.
Like, what has Jonathan done in the past, like, 4 seasons?
I think the Will coming out scene would be more important if there was an element with Jonathan.
Yeah, like, or if Jonathan was dead, and then Will has to come out because he tells everyone because he never got the chance to tell his brother who he really was, and that's why he has to tell everybody.
That's real emotional.
Yeah, look at that! Look at that! We have a fucking thesis all of a sudden. Like, they, I don't know why the show is so terrified to change. That's the problem that I have with it. Because every season, the change that they go through is like, oh, they built a mall, or like this season they're gonna go to the lab instead of the woods, or like, oh look, now they're in California, but they're always gonna go to the Upside Down. They're always gonna solve a big mystery. They're gonna kill a bad guy at the end, and then the next season it's gonna come back and try and kidnap Will again, and he's gonna have a stroke. It's gonna be the whole same season again. If we like are willing to change the status quo, that's how you make the show interesting again. And like, I don't know why there's this compulsion that they have that it's like, oh, like we can't get rid of Hopper, or we can't get rid of, you know, whoever, because like, oh, the fans will love him. But it's like, yeah, but if you kill a character, now that like the fans want to fucking kill Vecna.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't listen, and maybe I'm like kind of missing it. I don't really think I understand what Vecna wants in the show. Like, he wants to merge dimensions. Why? Like he just, because he got infected by the Mind Flayer? It's like, is the Mind Flayer like in him? Is that what like the big fucking spider thing that he lives in is? Because it has a heart. So like, as much as I want to do like cool theory crafting, like I feel like there's too much focus put on like that and explaining the wormhole and like introducing these cool sci-fi concepts than like making 11 have an arc this season.
Yeah.
Because it's like 11's like the main character, really. It's like, it's probably, if you really did a breakdown of this show. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why like they're so afraid to kill off characters, because I think like really you can make an argument that the main characters of the show are probably 11 or Mike. Like, I think in season 1, those were kind of the two that had like the audience POV. And then Will was a character who the show is always kind of centered around, but he wasn't as much of an active character. Mm-hmm. So I like that they've made Will into a main character. Like, they've given him an active role in the season. And I even like, I know that there's a lot of like people that are pissed off about like, you know, how much attention goes into like him being gay, but I think it adds a lot to the character. Like, I think it him kind of being able to like become a character that takes his life into his own hands and then has like, it all centers around identity, and like that relates to him being gay. So like, I'm completely okay with that. They're giving him something. The problem is they're not giving that to other characters. So it makes it seem weird to me that I'm like, wow, like I can't wait for a Will scene. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
But it's just because like nobody else has anything to do.
Well, they're giving all the heavy lifting to just that one. Like, 'cause I don't disagree with you when you're talking about in terms of how it represents identity, and even how that kind of plays into a lot of what's Vecna's like, what's the human name for that character?
Henry.
Yeah,
Henry. Like Henry Creel. Like that. Like, you see the dynamic of how that was important in season 4 too. Mm-hmm. Like, understanding Henry as his own entity. You know what I mean? We don't have anything with any other characters this entire season when there's hours and hours and hours of shit being fed to us. Like that, like when you talk about how it being like a popcorn show, I don't disagree, because obviously it has, like you said, like the nostalgia and the big set pieces, and it plays into tropes, and it has genre, like with coming of age and all of that shit. But there was always an element of like trying to understand how the character, like even with the Dustin thing, like some people don't like the Eddie Munson storyline, but it does give him, it has him go in a different direction for once. They don't have anybody doing anything this season, except for Will.
I think it's because there's no personal connection between a lot of these characters and Vecna, or anything that's happening in the Upside Down right now. Like, I think what was so great about Will being a catalyst for the show is that Will had a connection to everyone in the cast. Like, Joyce was his mom, and Jonathan was his brother, and then they're his best friends. And obviously, like, even though Hopper didn't know the kid, he's the chief of police. It's his job to save a missing kid. So everyone had a reason to try and unravel this mystery. And now for the plot, you could argue like, oh, of course, like, you know, fucking Murray is like trying to stop this because like the world's gonna end and he has to stand up for it. But like, the world ending is not like good personal emotional stakes. That's why, again, if you kill characters, it gives them a reason to like be motivated in a way that's emotionally resonant. Instead of, because I hate like going into a show where the stakes are like, it's going to be the end of the world. Like, that's why we're fighting. It's not interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, that's like what an animal does, is like they fight to survive. It's not as compelling as a character that's fighting for revenge or for identity or for purpose or for fucking whatever. Like, that always makes it more endearing. And like, respectfully, Steve, has nothing to do with Vecna. Like, I love Steve. I think he's a great character. But, like...
You could have killed him off.
Yeah, well. He doesn't need to be there. Yeah. Like, I'm not even saying you need to kill him off, but, like, kill Nancy. You know, and then fucking Steve and Jonathan, who, like, they were doing this will they, won't they thing, and it was, like, a love triangle. Like, how great would it be? I don't think I've ever on television seen a love triangle where it's, like, 2 guys and a girl, and then, like, she, you know, normally she chooses one. Here she chooses Jonathan or doesn't choose Jonathan. I don't really know what the purpose of that, like, on proposal was. Mm-hmm. Like, are they broken up? Whatever. But, like, if Nancy died, then, like, we're subverting the, like, love triangle thing, and now Jonathan has to figure out Jonathan and Steve have to figure out who they are outside of this relationship. It's like, that's fucking great. Like, you give Jonathan something to do, finally, and, like, have a identity, and then that ties into what his brother's going through. Like, there's so much room to do, like, actual character work that they won't do because, like, oh, our fans are gonna cry if Hopper dies and we're gonna ruin their Christmas. It's like it's just not good. Yeah. It's really, like, it's weak writing. It speaks to a weakness as showrunners to not have the balls, respectfully, to kill your characters.
Yeah. Vinny hit us with some Vinny quotes.
Vinny quotes.
Yeah, I honestly, you said everything I wanted to say. To be honest,
fucking job, Sean.
Yeah, so I don't really have anything right Except now at the top of my head, like what we're currently talking about, because you know, you covered you covered everything.
All right, so you said there were aspects because you like this volume more than volume 1.
Yes.
I like the middle episode of this 3-episode thing. The other 2 I felt very largely let down by. But
episode 2 is the hospital.
The part of the hospital.
Like, yeah, I mean, I think I like that one too.
With you're talking about the one with.
I'm talking about the dogs.
No, that's the last
third
episode,
one,
isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's the middle episode.
It is. All right,
that's what I saw.
So you're right. Yes.
Okay.
You're running at that hill. But I also think Max is another character this season that it's like. I think when we did the review with Mark, I was like, I kind of like where we're going with this whole Max thing. It's a different kind of thing with her and Holly and kind of seeing where that's going to lead to. Mm-hmm. And we don't really get a lot with her this volume either, which is disappointing. But Vinny, what were some things that you liked about this volume in comparison to the first? Because you liked this one more than the first.
Yeah, I just thought overall this was more exciting than the first batch of episodes because you have sequences like that hospital sequence and even the Vecna backstory with the guy in the suitcase where he like just fucking murked him.
Yeah, you know what pissed me off about that? Apparently that's explained like what was in the suitcase in their like stage play that they did. That's like a call to their stage play. Well, I didn't see the stage play, dude.
Stage plays in London.
Yeah, and I invested 10 years into this show, so maybe like just explain what the hell that was.
Yeah,
it better show up in the finale.
Yeah, my at least my interpretation was like, oh, Henry was always like a bad kid. Like he would murk a dude like if he wanted to, right?
Evil.
So that was my interpretation of it. But I found that scene exciting because I was like, oh wow. Oh, you know what I found exciting? Actually, that's a weird adjective to use to describe this scene. I'm so sorry. But an interesting scene that like definitely exhilarates the pace of the story when the kids start fighting and they're like choking Holly and Holly just like
beat her up.
I was like, whoa, Holly, chill. But like also cool because like finally we're seeing some conflict among like the people that, you know, being manipulated and all that. But like again, still all my complaints are here. Like, what the fuck is the military doing? Like, why is Sarah Connor like now all of a sudden blaming the lieutenant? You got the blood of the children on your hand. You guys were the motherfuckers that kidnapped the children and we're gonna like sacrifice them and shit. Like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, she's now lieutenant. You have the blood of the children and the people of Hawkins on your hand. Da, 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 da. Like, what was that scene about? Like, it makes no sense. The military are like stupid.
The military got really flanderized in these like last 2 seasons of the show. Like, they went from being like, we're trying to just investigate this technology that could be good in the Cold War to spy on the Soviets, to now like, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing now. They're just like being evil. Yeah. And also, I pulled up. I have notes. I have a whole bunch of notes that I took when I was watching the episode. One of the notes I have on here is Question mark, question mark. Nancy Wheeler guns down like 4 U.S. Marines. No guilt, never brought up. Like, yeah, I mean, they are totally content with just like murdering the fuck out of people.
Yeah.
Which is so bizarre to me because
murdering
again,
people that have no stakes.
Yeah, they're like, and like don't have anything to do with what's going on. Like that's just a lance corporal. He's there on, he's in basic training, and you just fucking gun them down.
Yeah.
Like there's little like things that kind of break like that. I also have, I do have to say, I think the actress that plays Holly is great. I think she's doing phenomenally.
Recast it.
What happened?
That's not the actress that played Holly until this season.
Oh yeah, well, I thought she was like
she's
4
great
in the other seasons.
No, she's like around. I mean, I guess around the same age for the last season.
Oh,
but they recast her with an actress that I think was in, might have been the last Evil Dead or something.
Well,
but she is good. She's very good.
She's doing a really good job, and I think a lot of the plot of this entire last season kind of rests on her shoulders and her being convincing, and she is. She's doing really good.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do I got in here? Oh yeah. I thought it was hilarious that they kept doing the running up that hill thing again. They did it twice more in this volume. She never goes quick enough. And I also thought, I wrote that it's really funny Max trying to convince Holly to go back to the torture dimension. Because Max is like, I'm gonna go back and like be with my boyfriend, and you need to go to like the evil like tube down your throat fucking alien dimension. and Holly's like, okay, like I guess I trust you. Whereas like if I was Holly, I'm sprinting for Max's body, dude. I'm trying to body snatch the hell out of her. Like it was such a silly conversation. She's like, yeah, just go there, be brave. It's like, I'm not going to the fucking like hell. It's like, why would I do that? Like I'm coming with you, or like, or you stay here with me. You're gonna abandon me. You're gonna leave me in the tube dimension.
Oh my god.
She's in hospice care for fucking. Like it's terrible. But yeah, I don't know. I just think there's a lot of like dumb shit in this volume.
Yeah. There 100% is. The cast being bloated thing like you talked about, I see it like everywhere. It's like one of the biggest complaints. And it's like everybody.
It's the main problem.
And it's not a bloodlust thing where because that was I think I said it before we started recording, where the Duffer brothers were like, this is not going to be Game of Thrones. That's not what the show is. And it's like, but at the same time, there's not enough to go around when you have 25 members of an ensemble cast. There's just not. It's impossible to have anything satisfying for any character.
Well, and I think this has been a problem for a couple seasons, but I think that they've split them up every time.
Yeah,
and now it's the finale, so they want to have all their characters in one place for one final battle. It's
Avengers
Endgame.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is Endgame.
They're Avengers Endgame.
They're trying to Endgame it, but I mean, the problem with that is that when you split up the characters, they can have their own little dynamics in the group. Mm-hmm. But now when you've got 30 people in the room, like 15 of them disappear. Because you realize that, like, oh, the Duffer brothers kind of write everybody to have the same quirky style of dialogue. So now, like, the little things that make them unique don't come out because they're all doing it. So it's like, it's just not kind of clicking in the right way.
That's fair.
That is the biggest problem, though, is that there's too many characters. And I also think it's ironic that they say that this is not Game of Thrones. Because the last time that I felt this way about a show was when that season 8 of Game of Thrones was, like, nearing its end. Mm-hmm. Because I was thinking the same thing, which is, wow, they sure do have like a lot of characters and a lot of plot lines that they need to resolve, and not a whole lot of time left to do it. Like, I really wonder how they're going to wrap this up. And if you watch Game of Thrones, you know they didn't. They fucking completely failed. So I don't know what the runtime exactly is of this last movie episode.
2 hours
finale.
and 8 minutes, I think.
Right. So 2 hours and 8 minutes. That's not that much time. I know it's like a big finale for a show. Yeah. But to wrap up everything that we have here, I just don't think it's going to happen, folks. I just don't see it happening.
I agree. I'm really upset and disappointed. Yeah. Anything else, Vinny?
I don't have anything on the top of my head now.
Let's see if I have any further.
Any other any other notes that you really wanted to bring
if I have any other funny notes, I wrote nobody dies. Game of Thrones season 8 vibe. Is Will going to die, or is 11? One of them definitely needs to die. That's what I wrote. You guys agree?
That one of them needs to die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point it seems like it's trending towards 11. I think that.
We think.
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe I'm wrong because you had a bigger reaction to that than
I just sense that no one's gonna die. To be honest,
you think it's gonna be a completely happy ending? Nobody dies.
Yeah, I think they're all gonna play D&D. That's gonna be the last scene. I'm calling it now. Okay. The last scene is them. It's gonna cut right. They're gonna be like, right? And then time skip, fade to black, or like cut to black, dissolve into however many months, years later.
We have adult
And,
characters playing.
Yeah.
Adult actors playing. Other adult actors playing them.
No, they should get kids to play the adults. I think it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
This is how I end the show. They're, exactly what you just said. They're playing D&D. They're having fun, whatever. And then Will is like, okay, guys, like, gotta go to the bathroom. And he gets up and he goes into the bathroom and then he starts doing the thing. he starts twitching again. And then it says Will Byers will return in the Nancy Wheeler spin-off show. Yeah, that would be cool. I think that would be cool. Or you could throw up another slug like in season 2. That's like one of my favorite
It's all a
scenes.
time loop. The whole thing is
The whole thing's a loop.
The whole 5-season time loop.
Yeah, I just like that. Like, what's kind of been like the running, almost like a gag throughout the show is that Will just like cannot catch a break. He just cannot catch a break.
Poor kid.
Yeah, so it's like I kind of feel like he has to die, because like this kid's never gonna live a normal life. It's not gonna happen. He's gonna throw up a slug again.
It's possible. I just think that literally the only reason they bring Callie back for this season is to be like, hey, like you gotta die. Her saying that to 11, like it's.
Also, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Why does 11 need to die? What? Like what? Because the military's after her? Well, the military's fucking incompetent. Like clearly they can't do anything.
Yeah.
And like you've been living on your own completely fine for your entire life. It's like her argument is like they're never gonna stop hunting us, so we should just fucking ourselves. What? Like what are you talking? I'd be like, no, you crazy fucking moron. Like but our entire life we've been hunted. Like I should have died 5 seasons ago if that's the case. But for whatever reason, 11 is like, you're right. It's like no, she's not. What are you talking about? And also like, again, I get mixed up in the lore of like Henry and the program and Papa and all that shit. But like, they made you without you last time, so like they could probably figure out how to do this program again like without you. And like if you die, like they could just find your body. Like they need your blood. Like I don't know, dude. It just doesn't make sense. And I feel like they're trying to force certain plot points, I think. And I felt the same way about Steve and Dustin being mad at each other. I think it felt a little forced. It didn't feel supernatural to me. I like the way that they kind of explained it. Like I said, I like that scene where Dustin hugs him and he's like, I can't lose you too. And that's why I was being so mean. But like, I don't know. Did we need 6 episodes of like maybe the best duo on the show just being like bitchy with each other?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I want to like this show. I do like this show. I think it's entertaining and there's amazing visuals and like the budget is really like crazy on it and they're pumping a lot of resources. I just kind of think it's like, yeah,
Reese's Endgame.
Yeah, it's like okay,
It's Endpoint.
you know, if the show should have ended 6 years ago, let's be real. Like they needed to pump these out a little quicker when they were kids and charming and you know.
Yeah, I wish.
Millie Bobby Brown's a mother with a child.
I wish they didn't take so much time between seasons, but that's what we got dealt. That's what it is. We got 1 episode left. This was a depressing pod, but it was a necessary pod.
What do we think is going to happen in the ending?
I agree with what Vinny said. I think they're going to wind up playing D&D.
They're gonna kill Vecna. Nobody dies, and then they go play D&D.
I think 11 will die, and they'll be like in memory of Elle. Yada yada. This is
in memory of Elle.
Yeah,
that'll be like the end credit. Like she was real.
Or no, it'll be like they'll name a character after her or something.
Oh
like,
yeah. Like they get a cat from the Upside Down that they name Elle. That'd be cool. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a character in the D&D game.
Oh, Elle the Brave.
Yep.
That's so corny, dude.
Vinny goes, yep, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
It's corny enough that would happen. I totally believe that.
That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
You have a different theory?
I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I don't know. You know what's bad? I saw those leaked photos. And I saw them. I can't get them out of my head, but it's photos of the cast in like their old like season 1 clothes. Like Hopper's a police chief, and like Will is like at his house or whatever.
That's gonna be the flashback that Elle has before she dies.
No, but you can't have fucking Mike be Finn Wolfhard now trying to play himself in season 1.
They have the budget. They'll probably de-age.
You think?
Yep.
Oh, Elle's having a flashback. That's what that is.
It's a flash of her life.
I kind of thought they were gonna pull like we can't close the wormhole, but it's a wormhole, so we're actually gonna go back in time, and they go back to season 1. You know,
crazy.
That's kind of what I thought was gonna happen.
I guess it could.
And then I don't know what's gonna happen from there. Is maybe Will stops himself from ever getting kidnapped because he's like, I'm stronger now. I know myself. You know, he's like Neo. Could be that.
Could happen.
That could be cool.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. We're recording this 2 days before the finale, so we'll report back when we put out that episode. I don't know if you're gonna be on that one, Sean, but we'll have to get
Who cares? Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys care what Sean Villa thinks about the fucking Stranger Things finale? You're
I
gonna have
do,
your mind
I
made
do.
up.
I do.
know
You're
you
the
guys
writer.
do.
You're the writer.
I know you guys do, but audience, you know.
Audience cares about what your takes. They
Yeah.
care about your takes.
Yeah,
The
thanks,
audience
thanks,
likes that because you have the writer's insight,
Oh, I see.
and they always be saying that
Yeah.
one dude.
We'll
in the
glaze you up at
comments.
the end of this episode. Don't worry.
Thanks, guys. Well, I feel like
Yeah.
you know, I hate coming on shows and being like, oh, it sucks, because I don't think it sucks. I just think like it sucks that it's not as good as I think it could have been.
It's an
Yeah,
expectation
it could
thing.
be,
It's
yeah.
like you when you see potential in something, and I think that's what I was maybe trying to get at in the beginning. When you're like,
Mhm.
we're fighting, we're not fighting. I care about what this show could be because when it's at its best, it's as good as what season 1 is. And
Yeah,
I
true.
understand the dynamic is hard because they're literal children at that point, and now they're in their
Mhm.
20s. But it has the potential with who they have
Yeah.
that they could tap into something better than what we're being presented.
Yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, and like maybe this is silly to say, but like I think it took too long for me to stay invested. Like
I think
the
that's
wait
totally
between
fair.
seasons like just killed my momentum
Yeah.
for it. Like don't get me wrong, audience. I was Steve Harrington in the Scoops Ahoy costume for Halloween in my junior year of high
There you
school.
go.
Okay, I was there. I was with this fandom. I just like I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I watched it quickly because like I had to do this. But like if I wasn't like coming on to speak about it, like volume 2, I'd probably be going like one a day maybe.
Yeah.
But like I binged it. And then for this finale, like I'm not watching it on my fucking birthday. Like I don't
No.
care, you know. But like it could have been that. It
Yeah.
could have been like, damn, I gotta see the finale to this episode. I'm so excited. Balls
I'm
dropping.
having a
We're
party. All
we're-
my friends are
yeah,
coming.
we're
watching
all
Stranger
watching the
Things.
Stranger Things finale because it's peak. It ain't. Sorry.
Yeah,
You know, which sucks.
it sucks.
So
But let us know in the comments if you think differently. I feel like majority of the internet is kind of on the same path as us. So I don't know how many people, but there may be some of you guys out there that are really enjoying this volume
There's some
and this
fans.
season. So let us know what you guys think. Give this video a like if you guys can. Go back and watch volume 1 if you haven't already. And we'll be back to cover the finale of Stranger Things season 5 in the series when it drops. But you can also follow us on social media. All that stuff is below me in the video. It's also in our YouTube description. So thank you for watching. Just signing off. I'm Darian Scalamoni,
I've been Sean Villa.
And I've been Video Buono.
and we'll see you guys next time.
This is the culture.